Thank you. Yes, sis, will I ever learn? I don't know. Okay. Morning, Gertrude. Good stuff. Okay, yeah, well, yeah, I've had a bit of a running around morning, sorting out a few things with a couple of questions I had to deal with, but to do with the business here, but then I hopefully got back on track. Okay, yeah, I've got the Nasdaq up, no particular reason. But it looks like the downside still seems to be in operation. I have to be honest, it's quite a difficult moment. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm a little bit surprised at that. I thought there might be some recovery from here, but clearly not. I thought 2.5 would hold. We might get a bit of upside. I know we got jobless claims. Oh yeah, don't forget euro. Must forget this. 3:15 interest rate decision on the euro. Just want to check that again because that's important, as we all know. What is it again? Is it just a second? Make sure I've got my facts right there. Yeah, yeah, they're expecting it to come down. Well, they expect to come down by 0.25%. Interesting. Okay, so they're expecting an interest rate reduction in the eurozone. So there we are. So anyway, just be careful the euro. That's at 3 o'clock. Rather, it's actually a little bit earlier, and then we get that out of the way. So we're going to hang on to 3 o'clock. So upper three jobless and interest rate decision then. Okay. So bear that in mind. Yeah, I get back to that. A little bit surprised. I thought you'd hold. I thought actually I expected a bit of recovery, but obviously that didn't occur. The euro dollar unfortunately didn't work out. Um, at all. They decided for some reason to climb all the way back to 1.08. The euro has continued its upside, and the upside. I thought that would hold there. I thought get a bit of a pullback. Obviously, I thought that, but it didn't, and the dollar continued to weaken. I'm a little bit surprised, but anyway, we just have to just accept that's what the price action is, and that's what it is. Okay, so I'm a little bit wary of the euro. How's it, Anthony? A little bit wary of the euro because of the interest rate decision later today, and of course, there's a couple of things coming out on the dollar later on today as well. So just be a little bit careful of those two. Okay, I've gone into NZDCHF as a short. At the moment, it's popping down a little bit, popping up a bit. It's slightly, maybe a pip or so in the blue. But it's pretty slow, which is normal for NZD. But I'm hoping to get some downside there. So I've taken the short round about the round figure of 51. Hopefully it's going to come off a bit. Okay, so there we stand there. And then he went a little bit earlier actually, but when it was about 57.10, 51.10, beg your pardon, at NZD. But I thought I'd wait for more confirmation. Got the confirmations. There we stand. Okay, so that's where we're standing at the moment. Uh, yeah, on the economic front, um, more or less similar. Wait for Ukraine to come and sign a deal, and yeah, tariffs. I think you probably read. Looks like they might be held back. It's on, it's off, it's on, depending on how the other countries' reactions. So that, unfortunately, is, up and down is giving the market quite a few jitters. It was supposed to be on, then this looks like it's not, and then it might be applied, but only for a shorter period of time. Because it all depends on reaction from the tariff receiving countries, whether they're going to come to the party or not. And any indication of that, obviously, then there's talk of the tariffs coming off, and this all affects market price action. So, because this is difficult because I say it's jumping around quite a bit on that. So, yeah, so there we are. Canada decided to do a tariff on their side. Not quite sure they're going to achieve by that because they're not really, economy's not big enough to get cute with them. But anyway, they have done, so we shall have to see. But it is causing a lot of erratic price actions. That's why I'm mentioning it. Okay, just bear that in mind. Okay, welcome Zeph, welcome Albina, and yeah, and Stella, of course. Just saying, quick catch up. We got the interest rate decision, expected 0.25% reduction on the euro. later on today. I think it's 3 o'clock or just after, 3:15. And of course, then you got the jobless claims and some other thing from the United States. So just bear that in mind. Okay, I took a NZD CHF short position out earlier on. We got the confirmation on the strategy we used, the short-term strategy on the 15-minute. So I took it. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, so fingers crossed on that one. Okay, as mentioned, the euro dollar, well, the euro continued upwards. So the euro, yeah, you're right. I think you mentioned strength in the euro, but I think we agreed it was strong, but I don't think, well, I said did. I can't speak for anyone else. Expect to continue in that vein, but clearly it did. So I still think it's getting near its highs, and you need to keep an eye on it. Maybe not today. The interest rate decision might have an effect, almost certainly have some form of effect, and we might get a bit of a slide because as you can see, it's really gone up. What we on the daily chart since 21st of February, which is only what a couple of weeks ago, it's gone up 700 pips, over 700, which is a lot. It's not like the NAS or the Japanese yen. It's a lot. So yeah, I think that might because even though we know it's going to be 0.25%, well, we think we know we're 99% certain. When it's confirmed, I think we might get a bit of a weakening in the euro from there. But who knows? We'll see. Certainly people who are in that long at the moment who are still in longs on the euro will be pretty jittery. And I think there'll be a lot of guys pulling out there, taking profit, pulling out their longs for those who are in a long with this coming up. The guys in short, so long as they're not squeezed too hard, probably will hold on, hoping the release will help them in their short position. I think you might get some longs, you know, getting out and selling to exits. So you might get a pullback on that, but I'm going to just sit by and see what happens on that one. Okay, yeah. So that's where we stand. Tariffs are still, yeah, chopping and changing. I hope you read my update this morning. It's fairly short, sweet, but basically the tariffs on off sort of thing, and that's a lot of that is the reason why we're getting quite a few market gyrations. Nothing brilliantly new on Zelensky arriving to sign the New Deal. But I suppose we have to give that a couple of days. I thought hopefully it'd be done by this week. Looks like not till next week by the way it's going. But anyway, yeah. So that's where it goes. I don't know if you got Zeph or your GBP CAD in the end, because it did after a while, did get the bounce. I don't know if it stopped you out before you got up there. If you did, good stuff. If you didn't, it knocked you out beforehand. It'd be a bit of a pity because the trade worked out in the end. It did actually come to the party in the end. Um,
Yes, Roger did knock me out, but yeah, so it went in the right direction after.
yeah. I know how you feel. It happened to all of us who've been trading for a while. It's heartbreaking. The trade's right
Yeah, it
and gets
does.
knocked out. You've got to have a stop. You can't just put it willy-nilly. You've got to work that out. And then he comes back and grabs it, and then he goes on, and eventually would have hit the TP. It will happen again. I'm sorry to say, it's one of those things. The trouble is that might make the temptation to put very wide stops or move stop or do without stops. Nobody's going to do that. That can end a disaster. If you'd gone long on the NAS without a stop loss, look how that came off. You'd have been not a happy chappy. So whether you like it or not, it's there for a reason. So yeah, tempting though sometimes it is. I know one person, it's going back a few years, quick trade. I won't mention the name, not you know the person anyway. It was a lady who had got stopped out doing that a couple of times and quite a decent sized account on my head. And she decided not to do that, to remove stop because it's always going to go back in her direction anyway. And it didn't. So she just hanged on. She was months and months sitting on that losing position in the minus, plus paying all those swaps. In the end, she had to take it. And it was, ended up about 60% of her account. So don't get cute with that. It's like tightrope walk without a safety net. Very dangerous. Did you indeed? Did you indeed? Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look. When did you get in? If you entered for it, just tell us when you got in to see if we can worth chasing or whatever, or how you're doing. What price? 0364. Oh, it's about here. Okay, just entered it under long. Let's go back and have a check this out. Well, clearly it's upside. Aussie, there's a few glitches on China with the tariffs, or they might ease it off a bit. Be aware of these tariffs because China affects Australia. I think we all know that because they're a very large free trade agreement. So it's a big part of what happened in China has an effect on the Australian dollar. Be aware of that. So yeah, the 15 minute, yes, it has given you the okay. It is going with the trend. If you go to the 4 hour, you see the trend is up. The daily, you see it's up as well, so above all those moving averages. So the trend is up. Now, the question is pull back quite nicely. Do you think it's worth taking, guys? There's the next question.
To be honest with you, no. Um, I'm
Brilliant.
reckoning downside on it.
Okay. Um, well, I'm
If
going
you
to
look
be
at the daily, Raj, it's
okay. Yeah, you think it's a bit overcooked in the supply zone? Yeah, supply zone. Yeah, bit overcooked in the supply zone by the sound of it. Is that what you reckon? Well, I think he'd probably get caught up there. I think probably certain Antonis what he means is it's right in the supply zone. Let's just crunch it a little bit more. Yeah, and it hasn't. Sellers came in on the daily. So if the trend is up on the 4 hour, it held on to the 50. Is that the 50? No, the 10, beg your pardon. Changes blue there, see color. It held on the 10 there. It hadn't broken back up. So even though the 15 strategy is going with the trend above, well, clearly it's got the indicator to do that. I'll give you a due on that. Was it the 4? I'll go back to the 4 hour, but yeah, I must admit my issue is it's battling to break that 10. It hasn't for the last one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 hour, 6, in fact. In fact, the last time was 8, 4 to 32 hours ago. It was the whole candle was above that. So there could be. I'm going to be cautious personally on that. I'm not sure. I'm convinced it will be a short as yet. I think we need a bit more confirmation. Maybe if we can come down where we are on the 4 hour. Let's how far down that. It's quite a long way that actually. Yeah. And it's a bit. This is 2 hours old. This candle, and quite a bit. What you call it? Indecisiveness. Quite a bit of indecisiveness on it. So I'm not comfortable either way. I personally think good luck, Antony, but I'm not sure I'll be going in short. I think I'm more leaning towards leaving it alone. That's what I think I'm going to do. What do you guys feel? Anyone to take this either direction or leave alone? And well, how do you guys feel? LIA. Okay, that's myself and Dion. I think Zeph's pretty clear. He's angling toward a shortened confirmation, so he's not going to go and do it. What about you, Seller? Zeph's definitely leave alone. Yeah, I'll gather that. Seller, what about you? Leave alone or are you going to go for it? Probably wish I hadn't mentioned it now. What mentioned get some damn support. Sorry, Anthony. Shame. Yeah. No, it looks like I'm sorry. Well, all I can say is you're the brave one. Hope you get the last laugh and it does very well and we're not on board. We go boo hoo. Okay. Strategy is a thumbs up. I wouldn't give up on it. Just saying that okay. We'll come back to it and see how it's doing. ZCHF, we're in that one. I'm still hovering. Gold, as I said, that sort of came as expected, hovering around that mark. So I've been leaving it alone. At least I haven't done anything crazy yet. Um, I personally think unless a fundamental changes it, we might get a bit of a sideways, even a bit of a pullback on it, on gold. Overall, long term, don't get me wrong, I'm very bullish. Short term, I think sideways, even a bit of downside. But I'm not confident to sell it or buy it at the moment. Just giving you an update. Um, Oil again, which is good in a way because who wants to have high oil prices? Nobody does, except maybe the oil producing nations. Nobody else does. So that's pretty good. Yeah, so there we are. That 10 is holding, and the slide has continued. It might hold it to that, and then maybe a bit of profit taking pull up, but as I mentioned over a few months now, selling is the name of the game. Sell the rally, not chase it now. That is okay. Not often people don't look at the Dow. Gertrude mentioned it, so I'm looking at the Dow. Not quite sure to make of this. I thought they might get a decent bounce on this and on the NAS, but it didn't occur. With fundies coming out later and the non-farms tomorrow, I would just be patient with that. Okay. Yeah. So we sit. As I say, the euro we can definitely look at, but be careful. We've got interest rate decision later, and the dollar. What we've got off? There's a couple of what were obviously the jobless claims. What was the other one? There's another one coming out. PMI and the Canadian later. That's just the jobless claims. No other three star. Hang on. Yeah, there's no other three star. Just the jobless claims. Okay. Have an effect, but it's not a major. Okay. Yep. So there we stand. Any trades you guys like to look at?
Roger.
Yep.
The only one that I see that I'm just looking quickly at the indicators, our strategies, and the only one that I see there is GBP that is just confirmed the downside on the 15-minute.
It sure has. You're quite right. Let's have a look at the daily. It's been very strong lately. I'll give you a due, but it's very high up. It is very, very high up. It looks like it's reached a bit of a zenith there. I'll check the weekly. It just about got to the supply zone before it pulled back. Go back to 4 hour. Um, yeah, the 1 hour that's held on the 1 hour. Quite a bit of way to come down if you believe that. Where's the stop? Let's have a look at the stop above here. 45 pips stop loss. Maybe reduce your volumes and then maybe take it down to here. Possibility. Let's try the 30-minute. Don't always look at it. Might as well try it. Hmm. Might have a bit of a profit taking there. Short-term profit taking. 15-minute might have a little short-term bounce. So you could get it maybe at 64, 65 before moving down, but it's a good chance that might occur. Yeah. I don't think Antonio very keen because he's going long on the pound and long. Mind you, I suppose a bit of a hedge shorting on this one in theory. It's breaking through all right. What do you guys think?
Even looking at the Finviz, it also shows the sorry the CHF stronger than the GBP.
Um, Maybe my knee's updating. I've got the pound slightly stronger. Oh yeah, got it now. It's just updated. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. Okay, what do you think, guys? You have a pretty wide stop. I'd have the stop up there, and then obviously take it down. I think it's a 4 hour. Take it down there. Yeah, take it down here. What do you guys think?
I just looked at the 1 minute and it seems to be turning around and meandering along.
It's come off so much. I'll check the 1 minute for you. Not really. It's come off a hell of a lot in the last
Oh,
hour.
really?
Hey, come off how far? 26 pips. Not, not really. Remember, your
I
stop's
see
getting wider.
something.
What, should we take it or what? Get to the stage now. It might not be worth it because we're hesitating too long. Now it's 50 pips stop. Well, you have to take it down now if you want to take it. You have to take it down there. Hi, Gerard. Yeah, that's also true, Zeph. That's also true.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we've been faffing around a bit on this, trying to get the decision made.
Yeah, I think the ship has sailed.
I'm afraid he might have done, yeah. How's it, Gerard? Yeah, there would have been better, but it's come off so quickly. It might have a bit of a jump, but I don't want to take it too far down. But you could take it down there if you want, to make it worthwhile. But I don't know. Just come off so quickly. Let's go to the 15 again. In the last 8 minutes, it's come off 20 pips suddenly. It could get a bounce here, you see. It's only 9 pips away, and it could get a bounce back up again, and then maybe come down again. Okay, so it's a pity, actually. I think we might have missed this one, but yeah, well seen, but I think we took too long to make a decision on it. Never mind, that happens. You're right. Hey, yeah, I mean, the euro dollar one from yesterday, I must admit, I wouldn't have guessed it had gone up another further 100 pips. I mean, hell, fire. It really did. I mean, and that shook me, I must admit. But anyway, it's what it is. It did happen. So I'm very aware of it at the moment. The euro come interest rate decision later on, the dollar coming up with other stuff as well. I think I'm just going to sit back on that one. But anyway, got in another one, NZDCHF, which is more of a short-term one. It wasn't a swing trade, that's why I wasn't sent out. And at the moment, that's in a couple of pips profit. Just keep your fingers crossed. Well, I think it's a lot to do with it. It's basically the tariffs. Apart from the Ukraine scenario, the on-off tariff scenario is caught quite a lot of shaking of the market. Not so much on Canada, which and Mexico, but more on the Chinese scenario. But but certainly does affect not just for the emotional side of it as well. So there's a lot of those areas are making the market prices extremely skittish. Yeah, it's a pity. We should have been quicker on making our minds up. That too long to make decision. The ship's now sailed. Pity. To be honest, I'm not so surprised on gold. I thought with the Ukraine war likely to get a peace agreement, I'd hoped by this week, but looks like it might be into next week. Um, Obviously that flare up didn't help last Friday, but I think it's still looks like he's come back to say, well, let's do it. And so I think gold is going to wait and see on that one. And with a dollar overcooked, etc., the yield's a bit overcooked. I think there could be a bit of a hover around here, maybe a slight pullback. Yeah, so I can't say I'm surprised on gold, to be honest. In fact, it's starting to pull back a bit now. I wouldn't get too cute. There's so much going on at the moment, can buffet it, but I think it's going to sideways or slightly down until the next thing occurs. Long term bullish, short term pretty sideways, seems a little bit downside. But I do see $3,000, but not right now. Okay, I know, incredible. I mean, pretty sure none of us here expected that. I mean, Zeph did say he's looking very much a strong euro, but I thought, yeah, I agree, but it looks like the ship might have sailed a bit there, but no, still had a lot of movement left in it. Yeah, I must say,
Roger,
I've never expect 1.08. Yeah, go for it.
do you think there will be a sort of V-shaped response that it will drop quickly in the next 2 3 days, or do you think it will work sideways more or slowly down?
You're talking about gold.
Uh, yeah, no, Euro USD.
Oh, you're a USD. Okay, I'll tell you what I think. I'll bring it up first, and I'll tell you what I think. I think let's go to the daily. I think it's gone this far. It might go up into supply zone. I think there'll probably be a lot of orders up there to be grabbed, I'm guessing. So that could happen. At the same time, interest rate decision coming up is expectation of 0.25%. Having said that, even though it comes out as expected, at least the confirmation is there, you might get a bit of weakening on the euro. Then at 15 minutes later, you got the jobless claims. You know, that's going to work out. And then tomorrow, the non-farms. So I personally think a lot of people will be doing what I'll be doing on this. Don't get too cute yet. It might get a bit more up supply zone. It might pull back. It's I would leave it. I'd leave it for the time being. Do I think it's due for a pullback? Absolutely, yes, I do. I think the dollar's undersold, and I think the euro, in my opinion, is overbought. But I thought it was overbought was 1.07 coming to that. So I think with those big fundies coming out, plus the non-farms tomorrow, and after a big run like that, I think might get a bit of consolidation, wait and see, and then the catalyst will be, if not the euro, which it might help, certainly tomorrow's scenario will be up. I might even use the euro dollar actually on the scenario tomorrow when we do the non-farms in the trading room here for the straddle. So I wouldn't be too cute. I maybe got a bit ahead of myself yesterday on the short, but easy to say now. But some I thought it was a good idea. Now I'm going to just wait for the reason I just gave. Do you agree with that or
Roger,
disagree? Yeah, go for it.
I, I agree with it. I just think that Euro USD will be very, very much volatile tomorrow for non-farm. So I think I'll go rather to AUD USD or something else that's not that volatile, that won't be that volatile because of this incredible spike that it has this past 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, I agree with you. And don't forget, the AUD hasn't got an interest rate decision coming up in a few hours' time. The EUR does. And
Yeah.
you are expecting a 0.25% decrease. So almost certainly it will be just that. So let's say that does occur, even if it's come out as expected. Usually you have a bit of a weakening in the currency when that happens. And after a big pile up like that, I would think that's probably likely will pull back a bit. But I'm not going to put good money up. Bitten yesterday, once bitten, twice shy job. I'm not going to go for it. But if you've got plenty of money and you want to take a punt, I'd look a bit of downside on it. But personally speaking, I would leave it. Yeah, yeah. Few of us were, I'm afraid. Good faith thought was a bad idea, but obviously didn't work out. So I think it'll happen, like I said, but I'm not going to put good money on it. I think personally it's more like scenario will come back before it goes further up on that euro scenario, but and then it could change completely the non-farm. So I would just be I wouldn't get too cute with it. And as you quite right say, if you want to do a dollar one, rather look for AUD or something. I'm not going to do that either personally, but if I was going to do it, I would agree with you. I'd rather do this than try and play around with that one at the moment. In fact, that's not helping my cause either. When I see it on a 15-minute chart, a sell signal, 15 minutes later, a buy signal, that doesn't make me fall all warm and, what's call it, fluffy, you know what I mean? Doesn't help my confidence when that happens. Just shows, again, the direction that probably come back the red in a minute or two's time now. It's just hovering. So I'd be just a little bit careful on that. Yeah. And don't forget, keep an eye on these tariffs, a bit on and off. It's got to settle down. And then forget this bloody Ukraine scenario sorted. I think we'll get a decent bounce there on the dollar and share prices, indices, that sort of thing. But as I say, on the bigger European economic level, I mean, Germany's still officially in a recession. I'm not so sure that's just going to be sustained because Europe is a bit like America in that way, just run by bloody bureaucrats, well overpaid, five-star hotel, lobster champagne lunches, and you know what I mean. Yep, don't forget PMI as well. What's that? How's yours doing? GBP or was it AUD, wasn't it? Not really doing much actually, is it? Come off a little bit, but could bounce up. Good luck on that one anyway. Very slow, NZDCHF, but at least it's in the blue. That's a short, it's in the blue, so fingers crossed on that. NAS, I've got to say I'm a little bit surprised at that. I have to say, I thought we'd get a better bounce than that, but clearly not. But yeah, okay. Have a look at that one as well. Oil prices down, which might help your cause because you are selling the Canadian. I think the dollar again is overcooked. What's it doing? Just check on my other screen. Wait till it refreshes. No, it's not much of a bounce as yet. Well, good luck. It gives you the strategy's giving you the go ahead. I give you a due on that one. What's the longer term scenario? Probably a bit down. No, it's about even, Steve. It's not a big problem. No, it's a bit side. Yeah, you could get a bounce there. Technically speaking, if nothing else, get a bounce there. Good luck with jobless claims might, but tomorrow be very careful. If you're still in by tomorrow, be protected. I'm not going to join you, but I will keep my fingers crossed for you on that one. Certainly due for a bounce. The strategy's giving you the thumbs up, eh? It's just with all this stuff hanging in the air, as you see, it just these things are not getting going. As they go up, sellers suddenly come, they go down, buyers suddenly come in. That's the problem. You're stuck in something that's not really getting going. I mean, I've been NZD CHF since about 9. What's the time now? 22:11. And well, it's 3 or 4 pips in profit. Okay, I'm not whinging. Just say it's very slow. I think you're better at that. You do the praying there, Mr. Herrera. I think you're a little bit ahead of me on that one. But the only thing is, I know it sounds a bit jestful, but just remember that there's probably somebody out there who also quite religious who's gone short on that, and they're probably praying just as tough as you. So, you know what I mean? So just remember that. Don't throw cold water on that. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously some pretty decent people are also believers who are hoping get assistance to go the opposite direction. And you can't please everyone, you know? So just be careful of that. Since 5 this morning. Wow. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's I like that. Good answer. That's true. Excellent answer. Yeah. 5 o'clock. What was that? About here, wasn't it? Yep, here it was. Well, at least you're up 20 odd pips. So, well, that's okay. At least I know it's a slow moving, but at least you're up. Well, if you're up 20 pips, you can start looking maybe to take because you might get here and then pull back a bit. I don't know. It's just because I think the volume's going to start decreasing a little bit as we get towards the non-farms tomorrow. So at least at least you're in profit if it's in 5, not 4 or 5 pips either. Reasonable. And the dollar is weak, yeah. And I'm expecting a bounce in the euro and a pullback on the sorry, a bounce on the dollar and a pullback in the euro for a day or two. And it's not happening. So yeah, I agree with that as well. But when I say be careful, you're in a position to be careful because you went in at 5 and you're 20 pips plus minus up. So at least you're in a position to protect. So you should be able to do that. So that's fair enough. Okay, Zeph, anything at the moment? Because I'm going to stick with what I've got and hope it comes to the party. I'm very much on your side about the dollar. I'm going to be very careful regards the dollar over the next couple of days, and the euro's interest rate decision. So, and don't forget, what happens to the dollar affects all the currencies. Don't forget that. So just bear that in mind. Oh, hang on.
Roger,
Yeah, I've just seen it now.
Roger.
Yep,
There was something from
yep,
Alex
I
early
see it now.
hours this
Yeah.
morning. The
Oh,
buy limit. So he's reckoning this to go down there before thinking of buying it.
I see. It's a limit order to buy down there. Okay. Well, you said it. What you said? A couple about
And
two in the.
that's about 60 pips currently.
Yeah. Okay. And when you send it out, clearly it was quite a way above that.
Yeah, he sent it out at 3 o'clock my time, so 5 o'clock your time.
Okay. So that's 5 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's over 20 pips away. We didn't get there. So thanks for that update. So there we are then. Well, you went ahead. You're in profit. To me, quite frankly, it's a limit order anyway, so we can't go in now. Gerard's already in, and he's in profit. So to me, sounds like a bit of a win-win situation. It's really good news. Good stuff. Some bloody time, yeah. Because I've got yen phobia. Seller's left. Oh, yeah, he is. Yep, Seller's with us. We've had yen phobia for a while. Yeah. It's a pity because we can get some direction on the yen. It's a great one to trade because it doesn't hang around. Whereas this one might take, a few hours to get 20 pips out of it. I can do it in an hour. Yeah. Well, actually, and the Swiss franc as well. Remember, in the past, not s- we'll talk about the dollar to a certain extent, yes, but in the past, the stable go-to currencies were the yen and the Swiss franc at one stage. So yeah, yeah, fair point. But I think all of it will settle down once the terror scenario is sorted and the Middle East scenario is sorted and the Ukraine scenario is sorted. So I'm hoping that will be, well, I think we don't have to wait too long. I think it could happen not next week, going to the following week. Oh, really? Oh, brilliant. Well done, Zeph. Not easy to shift to phobia. My phobia is bullying women. I'm terrified of women bullying me. Just joking, Labina. But seriously, but seriously, yeah. Well done. Let's have a look at the yen then. Let's try. What should we try? Why not? Should we do the GBP? Why not? Let's have a look at it. To the daily. Well, we might get a bit of downside here. Won't help Anthony's cause if we're going to start selling the pound. Well, I did hold there, not helping my cause. And it held there, not helping my cause. Try the 30. 15. Well, the ship sort of sailed there, actually. That would have been an idea to get in there. Oh, hell, look. See what I mean? That's only just about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours ago. What's that now? Yeah. Yeah, an hour and 3/4 ago. It's already come off 60 pips, 67 pips. So sure it moves, eh? A lot quicker than that Euro one you got, hey, Gerard? But yeah, you're chasing it a bit now. Now, if we hadn't had phobia then, we'd have been smiling, eh? Yeah, actually, hang on. You maybe think there, Mr. Cello. You maybe think Mr. Mosupeng, I should say. I think, yeah, because I've been suffering the doldrums of that bloody phobia as well. Maybe, okay, maybe in the 1 o'clock session then, we'll have a look at some yen ones, probably euro and the dollar we might avoid. We'll just give them reasons why, and see if we can find something. Maybe this will bounce a bit and we can sell something like that. Or we can have a look at the yen again and see if I can share in your bravery and overcome it myself. Good thinking. I see a hierarchy over here, guys. Hey, Zeph the top, pass down to cello, and then poor old me at the bottom gets it next. Oh, shame. Don't think I was going to start crying too much. But anyway, joking apart, we'll have a look at the yen later on at 1 together and see if there's any possibilities there. I'm going to open my eyes on that. Thanks for that, Cello. And we do a bit of internal thinking there. Plus, Gerard's got a good point there as well. Okay, that's about it, I think. I've only got much more to add. I've gone through most of the stuff I wanted to. Hope it's been clear. If anyone wasn't sure, as you know, just put your hand up, metaphorically speaking, either verbally or on the chat line, and clarification is there. Don't think, oh my goodness, you've been doing a long time. I don't want to make a fool of myself. No, we all started. Please, beg of you, if you're not sure, if I don't explain it properly, then someone else will step in and help. Traders of the trading room unite and all that. Okay, that's about it really. Just change the subject. A pity about South Africa losing to New Zealand yesterday. Hey, so it's a India-New Zealand final in the cricket championship trophy. So it's a bit of a pity. I was hoping to get to be South Africa, Australia. Actually, it's always a good fight that. But anyway, but they did okay. They gave a good account of themselves. But to try and chase down 365 in 50 overs, wow, that's something else. It came close. Baron, it is what it is. Okay, this pound jumping a bit. Maybe we continue. Maybe get a sell on it later on. We'll have a look at the end later on. Okay, guys, if there's nothing else, should we catch you later then? You're all good. Thanks for making it, Gerard. And yeah, and catch you and all the others, of course, and catch you later. We're all good.
Bye all. See you at 1 o'clock.
Bye there, Dion. Cheers, hey. Thank you.